Stranger Things started this. And it's a stream. Yes, it's a streaming platform. It's a show on a streaming platform. But
I
this
thought
is setting a
Atlanta.
new precedent in all of these shows, in these big shows. It never used to be like this.
Thanks for tuning in to the No Clearance Podcast. Now subscribe, hit that like button, and enjoy the clip.
No clearance.
All right, so this week I'm going to talk about Stranger Things Season 5. So this past weekend they had To Doom,
That was good, Tyler.
which is Netflix's like their panel where they just announce all their projects coming up for the year. Most movie studios do it and blah blah blah. But the biggest thing was Stranger Things. One of the largest shows on Netflix. They finally dropping their 5th season on November 26th. Now, I have an issue with this release date because
Thanksgiving weekend, right?
I think that is Thanksgiving weekend. When it comes out, it will be 3.5 years since the last season. And I've have an issue with Stranger Things because if it wasn't for them, this whole long wait in between seasons thing probably would have never happened. They started it. They started it with the 2 years, the 3 years here, and now they're finally finishing their 5th season. And 3.5 years since the last season. This will be a total of 9 years since the show came out back in 2016. By the time the show ends, it will be on the cusp of being out for 10 years. Because not only are they releasing the show on November 26th, but they're only releasing the first 4 episodes. Then you got to wait another month till Christmas to get 3 more episodes. And then you got to wait another week until New Year's Eve to get the finale, which is reportedly 2.5 hours long.
Why do you feel some type of way about this?
Because I just feel like they're dragging it at this point.
Oh, I would argue that they're doing that for the anticipation, the buildup.
I feel like they're dragging it. They did it last season when they dropped this whole season and they were like, you know what? Now part 2 come out a month later, the final 2 episodes. And I thought that was stupid back then too. If you're gonna drop a show, in my opinion, right? Netflix is very pro binge stuff. So they're not gonna go weekly. But if you really wanted to stretch it, just drop the episodes weekly, and then you can stretch it out all the way to January and call it a goddamn day. Don't give me 4 episodes and make me wait a month to watch 3 more, and then make me wait another week to watch the last one. That whole platform, that whole style of dropping episodes, I really dislike. And I hate that Stranger Things is doing it because I feel like at this point in the show, it's gotten bigger than what it originally came out as. It was a small show about kids looking for their lost friend, discovering a new world. And now they fucking fighting the Russian government. It's fucking the whole world's getting taken over. It's overwhelming. It's ridiculous how big the show's gotten. And I just really hate this new standard for television shows where now we have, instead of waiting year to year, we now have to wait 2 years, 3 years for a new season. It's really hard to become a fan of a show when the in between seasons you have to wait this long. Same thing with House of the Dragon. We gotta wait 2 years for them to give us another season.
Nigga, why? But hold on. Okay, I hear what you're saying. But why do we not act like they're not dealing with some, we act like they're not dealing with the technology that they're dealing with. A lot of this stuff takes a while.
Yeah,
it take a while to make the fucking dragons. That's why House of the Dragon takes forever.
I get that.
Stranger Things, there's some crazy graphics going on, and that shit.
But also
takes
at the same time, 3.5 years, Tyler.
I mean, you want it to be perfected. I mean, how many
I
times
can't tell you.
How many times have we come on here saying, "Oh yeah, that movie had terrible CGI"?
They rushed it.
Yeah. Oh, they just wanted to get this done.
Come on, dog.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's
and all they. Do you not
besides
think?
the
Do you
fact.
not think they feel they? Do you not? When was the writer strike over?
It
Oh,
ended 2
that
years
was
ago.
the other thing.
I mean, do you not think we still getting the effects of writer strike?
And if you're saying 3, Tyler, to your point, that's 2. So that realistically, that last year is probably when they, you know what I mean, cranked it out.
I think even if we didn't have the writer's strike, it still would have taken this long. It took mad long in between the fourth season, the third season.
I'm still confused on why. What's wrong with it taking long?
I just don't like
when
this.
It's not like Netflix ain't giving you shit to watch in between.
It doesn't matter if they're giving me shit to watch. I want the show that I like. I don't give a fuck. You give me some other show that has nothing to do with the show that I like.
But okay, I'm confused.
But what I'm saying is this whole new model of you got to wait years and years in between seasons of shows is what's causing a lot of shows that we actually do like to get canceled. Because you take this long in between seasons, people lose interest. They finally drop the new season. Now the new season is like, okay, yeah. And it's worse when the show takes mad long and the season's ass.
What shows do you know have been through this?
Umbrella Academy. They took like 2-3 years. The final season comes out, the shit was ass.
And Umbrella is on what? What's that on?
Netflix. Umbrella Academy. That's a prime example of a show that took a really long time to come out in between seasons.
And the last
season was ass. But what are you gonna say?
Here's what I'll say. I think shows, it depends on the show. Shows that y'all are mentioning, I think Tyler's point is valid, where it's like, hey, let's make sure we got the tech right. We want this to be of quality, especially if we know this is like a high in demand popular show. I want it to come out good. I'll give you that. The other thing is, to your point of you saying they tried to get like too big, I think that they were trying to outdo themselves. And in that, they were like, oh, we got to make the plot deeper or heavier. And then we got into now I don't agree with it, but I feel like that's what it was. Because when you first saw it, you know what I mean? Like it was just out of nowhere they were fighting with the Russian government. It didn't make sense.
I don't think that was what causes the show to take longer. Besides, like, I guess the CGI and all the like graphics and all the costume design and all the set designs. Yeah, I guess, but like, it shouldn't take that long.
A lot of those actors went on to do.
They got busy. Some of them got busy. Yeah, some of them. But the only reason they could get busy, is because of the large breaks in between seasons.
But hear me out. And here's another reason possibly for these large breaks. Right? If I had a good season, and not only do I have a good season, I go out and do other shit. Now people know me. Netflix got to come with the bag.
Yeah, I get that, but they don't renegotiate their contracts like that.
Here's my question:
sign a multi-season contract.
Here's my question.
I think it's the projects because I'm thinking too.
Because my bad, Casey. Please go.
No. Go. You're fine.
I'm a little confused because we let these rappers, we let all these artists don't give a shit about 3 to 5 years. And when the album drop, we thirsty.
Music's different than TV.
This is all content at the end of the day.
No, that's a completely different
type of medium.
It's a completely different thing. You could take a long time in between albums. You could take 2, 3, 4 years in between albums. It's once people start getting to 5 years is when people will be like, yeah, where the fuck have you been, bro?
Hey,
am I wrong?
Niggas
once
don't
it gets
complain.
to 5 years is when people start complaining.
No, niggas don't complain with Kendrick.
I'm saying is
KC been complaining about Cardi. I got to give it that one.
It's been over 5 years.
I got to give it that one.
It's been way over 5 years.
Got to give it that one.
It's about to be fucking 9.
Niggas don't complain with Kendrick cooling.
Kendrick took 5 years. Once we hit 5 years is when we were like, yo, where's the album, Kendrick? And then he dropped the fucking album.
Okay, and this is 3.5.
This is TV. TV isn't traditionally done. This is a new
This is not
thing.
TV. This is streaming.
A new
I will
thing.
say this is different,
but that's what I'm
because it's not
saying.
TV. It's
This is
streaming.
all. But that's what I'm saying. Stranger Things started this, and it's a stream. Yes, it's a streaming platform. It's a show on a streaming platform. But this is setting a new precedent in all of these shows, in these big shows. It never used to be like this. Even Game of Thrones back in the day, when it was first coming out, was coming out week to week. Then it started pushing it to 18 months. Insecure was taking 18 months. It's a precedent that was started with the streaming model with these shows that's like Stranger Things. Stranger Things just happened to be the biggest one. But when shows like that started taking mad long, it started translating to other mediums. Like I said, Insecure took 18 months in between seasons. I think at one point it took 2 years, and people was like, where's the new season? It's happening to a lot of television and a lot of shows. It's Wednesday on Netflix. Took 3 years for this new season to come out.
And that's what I was going to ask you about. When you said Stranger Things was the biggest thing, I thought Wednesday was like the
Stranger Things started it. That was their first big show.
No. What I'm saying is for Tudum. I thought Wednesday was like the big reveal.
It's like Netflix both of them. It was both of them.
Because they had Shorty on there anyway.
Wednesday's another one of their really big shows, but Stranger Things is their flagship show.
Personally, I don't see the issue with the wait. Not for Netflix or
but you also never watched
Max.
Stranger Things.
But here's my thing. I don't see the problem with the wait. But there's shows that I watch that I have to wait for.
Yeah.
I don't see the problem with the wait, not for the streamers. If you're on linear TV and you have a good show, you have to get back out there within a certain amount of time. You just have to, right? But I don't know. I don't see it.
I just wish we went back to the yearly model. I just wish we went back to, you get a new season every year. It happens all the time. For example, that show on Hulu, what's that one? Murders in the Building with Selena Gomez. They dropped 4 seasons in 4 years.
They also don't have much.
Look at The Bear.
They're not working with a lot, though.
But that doesn't matter. That's
it really does, bro.
It doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter. Because you know why? Because if you wanted, it's gonna take you a while, right? Wait, listen. So you film the show, right? You drop the show. As the show's coming out, you should be filming the next season then. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, that's fair.
Like that's how you could be able to do that stuff. You should, as the show's coming out, after you do all the press, literally as the show's coming out, you take another two weeks off after press, and then you start filming again. This is how you make this stuff yearly again. They're not doing that no more. That's what I'm saying. This is why I have an issue with this whole release schedule, how they're doing it. They're just stretching it out in a way that doesn't serve the fans. You're going to give me 4 episodes and tell me wait a month to care about something that happened a month ago, when the way
that's
that
crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
For Netflix binging,
you get what I'm saying? For Netflix
crazy,
to do something like that, instead of just being like, here's 4 episodes that are probably an hour and a half long each, they taking up mad time, and they're going to tell me, once I get through them 4 episodes, I gotta wait another month. I gotta wait another, know what I'm saying, 3 to 2 weeks just to finish this show that's been coming out since 2016.
Casey, how do you feel about it?
I was 22 when this shit came out, bruh. I'm 32 now, nigga. This is a long process.
It's not that deep. I mean, I feel like it builds anticipation. Like, people want it. It makes you want it more. I don't think
so.
I don't think it had they dropped, I feel like consecutively, like you're saying, I don't feel like it would have been as big as it is, in my opinion.
I think it probably would have been done by now, and we would have been talking about it like, oh, that was a great show.
I don't think so.
I think so.
You gotta sometimes they stretch that shit out, man.
Nah, but they're not stressing. The thing is, they're not stretching it out in a cohesive way.
They're building anticipation.
This is the beauty of.
But it's not a good anticipation, because
This is the
Casey,
beauty
you're telling
of-
me your favorite show dropped 4 episodes, then you gotta wait a month to watch the next 3 episodes. You're not gonna be like, fuck once you finish them 4 episodes.
So the K dramas, for the most part, if I watch it on Netflix, they don't all drop episodes. So it's like one episode like a week or every other
That's
week.
how you would do it. You drop it once a week and
But
then you
that's
watch
like-
a new episode every week. Appointment television. You know what I'm saying?
But I think to
I'm
You have
cool
something
with
to
the
look
model.
forward to every week.
no,
They're not
but I
just
think
giving
to
you half the
Tyler's
season
point,
and making you
I
wait.
really feel like the CGI, like the effects and stuff, would have suffered. Because if I gotta pump something like that so intricate in a shorter amount of time, I feel like it's less attention and detail I can give it. You know what I mean?
But that's what I'm saying is it doesn't. I don't think that would because you're taking so much longer it would take away from the quality of the show.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
If you're still working on the show as you're going, you could build on what you already
But
have.
you don't know like how many people have to like go through and do, maybe my job
just
is
saying.
you know
I
what
think
I mean?
this is a large issue. I think this is a big issue for TV as we know it.
I don't know it.
as
I
we-
mean, look, here's the thing.
You guys obviously don't
personally-
care as much as I care. It's okay.
I don't care
understand.
about Stranger Things.
But like,
I
think if
like-
it was a show
I'm-
you really cared about. Wouldn't that piss you off?
Here's the thing. There's a lot of shows I care about, right? If Insecure gave me a show like Insecure,
Exactly.
if I had to wait a month, I'm cool because I can go back and rewatch the 4 and be like, oh shit, them shits was really good. But that's also why I like 30-minute show. You know, I could go rewatch the bitch. I don't mind. I really don't if it's a show that I really like. Bro, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. At the end of the day, it's all gonna come out. And I mean, let me ask you something, Jake. When the last time you went rewatch Stranger Things?
Never.
It ain't like you gonna rewatch them.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It's not like that. But that's what I'm saying.
So just go with it.
That's the issue, though. They build it up this anticipation when they already built it up for 3.5 years. They don't need to continue building the anticipation.
Man, just keep building.
What they're gonna do is they're gonna do a cliffhanger after them 4 episodes. Then we gotta wait a month. They're gonna drop 3, drop another cliffhanger. Then you're gonna wait a week and then watch the finale. That's 2.5 hours long.
I personally not understand, especially if they give you the schedule. Like,
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't like this. But I'm just saying, after 3.5 years of waiting, the fact that they're gonna still make people wait is just kind of bullshit.
No, Clarence.